Today we tell the narrative of David Nichols' script for the 2011 romantic drama film One Day, which was based on the 2009 novel of the same name. Disclaimer. Spoilers ahead. The film was directed by Lone Scherfig, starring Jim Sturgis and Anne Hathaway. The film takes place across 20 years, with July 15th serving as a unifying theme. On July 15, 2006, the narrative starts short with Emma Morley, Anne Hathaway swimming and later riding a bike. Next, the figures return to July 15, 1988, still sporting their gowns and hats. Emma and Dexter, Jim Sturgis, are celebrating their college graduation with friends. After Dexter introduces himself to Emma, she notes that they have previously met a few times, but while he was intoxicated. They begin making out at her door when he offers to escort her home. He tells her that they can just be friends when she starts to feel anxious, so they cuddle up in her bed and fall asleep. It's early in the morning when she asks whether he wants to do anything with her that day. In 1989, Emma moves into a rundown London apartment with Dexter's aid. They discuss her ambition to become a writer. Dexter needs to emigrate to India. Emma is employed in a Mexican restaurant in 1990. She refers to the restaurant as the graveyard of ambition as she begins giving the new guy, Ian, Rafe Spall, the ropes. She tells Dexter over the phone that she isn't writing anymore since she works as a waiter now. He advises her to continue writing since nothing truly great comes easily. He tells her that she previously told him that when she inquires as to who said it. They converse about Dexter's teaching, and she warns him about sharing a bed with his pupils. After Dexter gives his okay, we witness a young girl in her underwear leaping about on his bed. They break up. Dexter heads visit Patricia Clarkson, his mother, for lunch. He is reprimanded by her for being late, and they discuss when he will, really, begin taking action. He claims he enjoys his job as a teacher. He responds that Emma is only a buddy when she inquires about the girl who writes him all the lengthy letters. She tells him she would want to speak with him alone the next day over lunch. She refuses to answer when he asks what the topic is. They stroll to his father's house. Emma is still employed at the Mexican restaurant in 1991. While Dexter was there with another female, Emma told him that she had recently received an opportunity to become manager since they were looking for someone who would stick around. He gives her the order to leave through the door and never return. She claims that Dexter knows everything about their lives at 25, but he disputes this. She is intelligent, attractive, and capable of anything, he assures her. Dexter tells her that she truly needs a vacation and that if he could give her anything, it would be confidence. In 1992, Dexter and Emma are driving to France for a holiday. She suggests they should set some ground rules as she can't believe she is actually doing this with him. Rule number 1, no cuddling or sharing of beds. Rule number 2, don't initiate anything or flirt. They just can't go there since he has a girlfriend. Rule number 3, avoid being too close to the skin. No peeking at each other while taking a shower, no sharing intimate moments in the shower. Additionally, avoid skinny dipping. He claims to have a rule, and his fourth rule is to not play Scrabble. He responds, "That's why it's my rule," despite her protests that she loves Scrabble and he despises it. He assists her in putting on sunscreen at the beach, and she discovers a yin-yang tattoo on his ankle. She argues it's more like a road sign telling him to wear socks, while he says it's the ideal combination of opposites. They exchange a single, wordless glance during this brief period. She warns him not to have any notions when they discover that the beach is a nudist area. Later, while they're in a bar, she confesses to him that she once had a crush on him, back when he spent the night with her right after graduation, after they have had a few drinks. Dexter informs her that the epic letters and compilation tapes helped him find that out. They walk out when she tells him they've had enough alcohol. Naked, Dexter dives into the sea and persuades her to follow suit. He admits that while he loves her, he always has a lot of crushes on women, acting as though he's just gotten out of jail. He continues by saying that while he's not ready for what she would be, they can still have fun if she so chooses. She tells him what she thinks of that by dunking him. He emerges to discover two men robbing him of his clothing. With tears streaming down his face due to his pilfered Calvin Klein underwear, he pursues them. Emma asks Dexter how many rules they've broken as they drift off to sleep in the same bed. They haven't played Scrabble, she notes, but he replies they have all played. Maybe tomorrow, he says to her. 1993, Dexter hosts a corny TV program to kick out the year. He makes a drunken or stoned phone call to Emma after the concert, telling her he appreciates her attractive figure. It is 5 a.m., and she urges him to go home and go in bed. In 1994, a sickly and nervous Dexter is seen in the shower. He leaves his residence after taking up a videotape and a present. When he arrives at his parents' house in a nice automobile, his father asks him why he is perspiring and tells him that his mother has been waiting for him all morning in her room. When he finds her, it's clear that she has cancer and is not doing well. As he hands her the gift, he introduces it to her as being from Emma. Books are what it is. Emma should choose short tales the next time, Dexter's mother advises him, adding that's quite ambitious. Dexter objects to her speaking in such manner. He plays the tape of himself emceeing his concert for his mother. She queries why, given the options, he would choose to do this. She apologizes after they quarrel and says she has to go to bed. Dexter informs her that he must attend the Jurassic Park premiere and that he cannot remain. Dexter needs to take her to her bed since she is clearly disappointed. After lying down in his childhood bedroom for a few hours, his mother wakes him up and tells him that his father is upset because he ruined their family day. She tells Dexter that although she believes he will become a very nice guy, he is not yet there, and she doesn't particularly like who he is at the moment. As he leads him to the train station, his father threatens to close the door in his face and tells him he can return his car when he sobers up. When Dexter reaches for his phone, he realizes that Emma is out on a romantic date. As Emma and Ian, an aspiring comedian, are shown leaving a theater, it's clear from their dinner conversation that Emma doesn't find Ian particularly amusing. He inquires as to if Dexter was busy after she informs him that all she wanted to do was celebrate being a teacher with someone. After they exit the restaurant, he asks her if she wants to come to his apartment, and they dash through the pouring rain to get there first. 1995, Emma is teaching and dating Ian. It is revealed that Dexter's mother has passed away as he is hosting a program called Late Night Locken, where his father pays him a visit. Dexter's father advises him not to believe the articles claiming that he is the most annoying man on television as he departs. Ian is seen supporting Emma's pupils at a school performance, and later Emma witnesses Dexter perform poorly on his program. 1996, it's evident that even though Ian and Emma now live together, she is fed up with him since he is a chronic absentee who doesn't make any money and doesn't even fix their house as he had promised. Emma travels to a fancy club to meet Dexter. When he inquires about her relationship with Ian, she sort of quips that everything is well. After doing narcotics in the restroom, Dexter returns and disparages her work as a teacher. After cursing him, she walks away. Dexter follows her closely. Emma screams at him, telling him that she hasn't seen him sober in 3 years and that she needs to talk to him about being trapped in a relationship that doesn't seem meaningful. She is aware of the difficulties he has faced, including the death of his mother, but she is unable to communicate with him. What good is it then? He wonders whether they're broken up as she rushes off. Returning, she gives him a hug and declares her love for him even if she no longer approves of his current persona. Dexter is left looking after her as she turns around. 1998, a disheveled ponytail-wearing Dexter is seen presenting a video game show. He's informed that he's getting fired. He claims to be 32 years old and unsure of his future. 1999, Dexter is practicing saying, "I love you," while pacing. He is seen with Sylvie, Romola Garai, his new girlfriend, and her family, the majority of whom are drinking beverages around the pool. After that, they decide to play games at the party. Dexter makes the mistake of bleeding Sylvie's nose, which makes her mother label him a wanker. The next scene shows Emma entering the apartment that Ian broke into. He is inebriated and laments over how she always ended their relationships when he makes a proposal because, as he has discovered from reading her poems, she was in love with her closest friend. They fight as a result of her intense rage against him. Once they have both calmed down, he tells her that although her poetry is terrible, she should still write since she is a really humorous writer. In 2000, Emma is alone herself at a mutual college friend's wedding, while Dexter is with Sylvie. Since they have attended to so many weddings and Dexter has slept with every bride at one time, Sylvie questions him during the reception about if he had slept with the bride. Dexter disputes that. Since Dexter hasn't seen his old college buddy on TV in a while, we see him speaking with him. This guy has made it rich and appears to be giving Dexter a job. Dexter is looking at Emma when he makes a mocking comment about how poor the boy is in college. Emma is pulled aside by Dexter, and the two of them head off to discuss. Emma receives an invitation to his shotgun wedding from him. Emma finds it unbelievable that he is getting married and starting a family. After that, Emma informs him that she has received a little advance to write a book. Dexter is thrilled for her and feels a great deal of pride. He informs her that despite Sylvie's dislike of laughter, he still thinks highly of her. Emma gives him a congenial kiss and says she's delighted for him. 2001 Dexter is seen working for the college friend he insulted at the wedding as a low-level chef. Dexter assures his pal that he appreciates his job and that it's not personal, adding that everyone has to start from the bottom. At that point, Sylvie is preparing to go for a hen party the following day, while Dexter is at home with the infant. Jasmine, the infant, screams non-stop until he eventually soothes her with a play involving plush animals and a reading of Emma's just-released book. When Sylvie checks in, we discover that she is indeed having an extramarital affair with his employer. 2003 Dexter is traveling to Emma's new home of Paris by train. When she first meets him, they discuss his divorce. She interrupts him, stating she has met someone, before he can express his feelings to her. He's furious right now. They make reference to having slept together, probably in 2002, but that was not shown. Even though it was one of the greatest evenings of her life, she claims she was only attempting to assist him in moving on from Sylvie. She tells him they are going to hear jazz musician Jean-Pierre, her new lover. Dexter tells Emma he can't handle this and that he's going in the morning as soon as he sees the boyfriend. Emma goes to hear Jean-Pierre while feeling depressed. She goes to find Dexter, who has been roaming the streets, after listening to him for a time. She informs him that she believed she was free of him and that if they were to get romantically involved, he would not be allowed to mistreat her or hurt her feelings. When he does, they start kissing passionately. 2004 Dexter is getting ready for their wedding speech and launching a little restaurant. He instructs Emma not to listen since it's a surprise when she walks in. It is clear that they are happy and in love. 2005 when Sylvie drops Jasmine off with Dexter, it's obvious that they've gotten along well and that Sylvie is now working with Dexter's former boss. Sylvie informs him that she is pleased for him since it is clear that he is content with Emma. Emma tells Dexter that evening that she hopes to become pregnant with him. He advises her that they need to give it a go. 2006 after a brief disagreement, Emma informs Dexter that she is not pregnant. She is told they may try again by Dexter. Dexter offers they go out for a romantic evening and then they can go back to it once she apologizes to him for the fight. She accepts and tells him she'll see him at the pool. Emma is seen swimming and then writing. She apologizes once again for being cranky and lets Dexter know that she will be running a little late. Next, Emma is shown riding a bike when a vehicle strikes her. Unaware of what has transpired, Dexter is grinning as he listens to her message as she lies dying. Next, Dexter is seen sobbing while laying in their bed. 2007 Dexter is attempting to start a fight at a club. After suffering severe injuries, he staggers home, where his small daughter finds him. When Sylvie arrives, she gets him up and takes him to his father's. His dad queries him on if this will be a yearly event for him. Then, his father advises him to attempt to carry on as though Emma was still alive. While he has been doing so for the last 10 years, Dexter's father assures him that he can, despite Dexter's doubts. 2009 at his store, Dexter seems somewhat grey around the temples but otherwise appears to be in a good mood. Ian enters and tells Dexter how much he despises today. Ian claims that the day Emma would pass away was always there, just waiting to happen. Ian informs Dexter that his wife and 2 children are outside, that he has given up comedy, and that he is now covered by insurance. Ian admits to Dexter that he once detested him because Emma seemed to care more about Dexter than she ever had. Ian claims that Emma made Dexter respectable and that Dexter made her happy in return. Ian claims that Emma made Dexter respectable and that Dexter made her happy in return. Ian responds that it's not required to stay in touch, gives Dexter a hug, and leaves to visit his family. Dexter smiles as he observes them. Time travel to 1988, the morning following their shared sleep. Trying to brush off spending time with her, Dexter says his parents are arriving. Emma says he's free to go, that's okay. She recommends taking a stroll when he informs her that his parents won't be around for a while since he can sense she's unhappy. She assures him as they walk that they can just be great friends and that she doesn't need his phone number, postcards, or lengthy letters. However, it's okay if anything does finally happen between them. Wearing the improper shoes, Dexter complains as he climbs up the hill. She threatens to outrun him when he offers they return to his house. As they dash across the street, they discover that his parents had left early. Emma shakes his and their hands when he introduces her, wishing him a pleasant life. When Dexter's father refers to him as a dog and his mother queries whether he is still dressed from the previous day, he responds that Emma is merely a close friend. Then he chases after her and demands her phone number. She begins to tell him her address, her father's work fax number, her number, and the number of her parents. All he wants is her phone number, he informs her. After giving each other a hearty kiss, they repeatedly say farewell, and he watches her depart. In 2011, 1988 seems to us as the ghost of the past. While Dexter and Jasmine climb the hill in the present, Emma and Dexter race against each other down it. When Jasmine asks if he and Emma have ever been there, he replies that they have. He replies that he does miss Emma and that she was his best friend when Jasmine asks whether he does. When Jasmine asks who his current best buddy is, he replies that it's her. When Dexter inquires about Jasmine's closest friend, she replies that it's most likely her mother. When he asks her opinion of him, she responds with a smile that she won't respond because he already knows who he is.